Sunday, ladies. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your journeys are going well. Today, we're going to talk about developing a plan. The last two Sundays, we've been talking about different steps on your journey to self love and healing. If you didn't get a chance to listen to those, please go back and do so. But today, we're going to jump right into developing a plan. And I just talked to my Facebook group, they're like my villagers. We push and motivate each other for our fit goals. And I just told them that you have to develop a plan until you develop a habit. You have to develop a plan until you develop a habit, because what happens is, by having a plan of action, you'll know every day at this time I'm going to do this thing, and then eventually it will become a habit, and you no longer need that plan. Now, you may develop something new to help you grow a little bit more, but you will no longer need a plan. Like, I no longer need a plan for fitness. My body knows it's time to go, it's time to get up, and if I don't work out that day, it kind of knows, like, listen, something is off and something is wrong, right? So I have a habit. So until I got to that point, I had to have a plan. I knew I had to get up every single morning at 5 o'clock, and I would work out until 5:30. Every single day. This is when I was doing my mornings, and then I also had a night routine that I would do, especially when I was training for powerlifting, right? So I had to have a plan until it became a habit, and then I no longer needed the plan, right? So that's kind of what you have to do on this self-love and healing journey. You have to develop a plan. How are you going to find a therapist or a coach if you need one, right? So you have to get a plan together, whether you decide to get recommendations or whether you decide to go through your employer and get a list of, I would say at least 3 therapists, at least 3 coaches, if that's what you're going to do, and interview them. You want to make sure that they're a good fit. For me as a coach, I have what I call an initial discovery call to see if we're a good fit. For some folks, I am a great fit, and for some, I'm not, and that's okay. Listen, the people that you choose on your journey can make or break your healing. So it's very important that they are a good fit for you. Don't let them fit themselves to you. Make sure they're a good fit. That's very important. Okay, so if that's on your plan. And then if you're working with a therapist, a coach, they're going to also help you develop a plan, so you won't have to kind of do it on your own. But if you are a person who want to initially start on your own, that's okay. One of the first things I think you should do is purchase a journal. I think that a journal is very, very important and crucial to your development plan. One, you want to put everything in here. It is so crucial that you get your thoughts out of your head and get them on paper. And what I love about a journal is I often don't look back, but if I look back as to see how far I came in the journal, is one of those things that really helps me be able to see, okay, wow, you've come a really long way in your healing process, right? So the next thing that I did was I went and bought some books. You don't have to buy books. You can also get a library card. Listen, I still love the library, but if you're looking for books, you want to look for things to help you work on your list, because people will just throw out, get this book, get that book. You really don't want to do that. So, like, for example, I wanted to work on shame and guilt. So I purchased The Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown, which was recommended to me by a friend. I love this book, Something More, Excavating Your Authentic Self by Sarah Brand Breckhart. And she has things that you can work on within this book. That was really good. I wanted to work on positive thoughts. So I got The Power of Positive Thinking. And this was another great read for me. And this one, oh my God, Get Out of Your Own Way, Overcoming Self-Defeating Behaviors, which is also a great book, because these are things I wanted to work on, right? Procrastination, fear, anger, self-pity, guilt, all those things. I think that they were important for me. So I chose books that would aid me on my journey of healing. I just think that it's very important to remember that. And if you need help with any sort of recommendations and stuff like that, again, that's what, having a coach or something like that will really help you do that. You also want to if you really embark on this journey and decide to go down the therapy route, you want to know and make a list of things that you love to do. Here's why. You're going to find yourself flooded with emotion. And sometimes it's just really hard, and it could put you in a space. So you want to have a day where you just break away, whether you love going to the movies or, just hanging out with your friends, doing mindless stuff, not talking about anything deep. We all have those friends where they're just not deep. They're just great for having a good time, and that's what you want to do, right? So this is all a part of your plan. You have a plan to work with a therapist. You have a plan to work with a coach. You have a plan to get your journal. You have a plan to read your books. You have a plan to, when things get really thick, right? You have those go-to people that you can go to and have a great time. If you have a fitness on your plan, right? You want to make sure you have an accountability partner. Listen, if you're a mom with kids are the best accountability partners you could ever have. Mom, didn't you say you were going to work out today? Didn't you say you wasn't going to eat no more bread? Why are you going to McDonald's? They are great for it. They really are. They can get on your nerve. They're great for it. But it also helps get them involved. But having a friend, that you can call on is really great. I have a wonderful accountability partner for fitness. And as a matter of fact, she gets on my every last nerve. Angela Moreno. Yes, I'm calling you out because she made us sign up for a 5K race next Saturday. I'm going to die. But I love her. But that's why having an accountability partner is great, right? So if that's a part of your plan, and I can hear someone right now saying, I don't have time. Let me explain something to you. I don't have time. I make time. I don't have time. I make time. I make time for my healing and my growth. I have to. It is a necessity. So again, a part of a plan is carving out time. So I'll give you just when I really first started on this venture, a plan that I had, right? So I would get up 30 minutes early. The first thing I did before I got out of the bed was a 10-minute guided meditation. After the 10-minute guided meditation, I would then get up and literally write for 10 minutes. And because I was writing for 10 minutes and then me being a little bit deep, I would then go work out for 10 minutes. And people be like, 10 minutes? Yes, 10 minutes. Because here's the problem with people. It's not about the time. It's about the fact that you did it. It's everyone, you need 30, 20 minutes. Listen, until you get to the 20 and 30 minutes or even the hour, take the 10. It beats a blank. Understand that, right? After that 10 minutes, because Shaun T had this 10-minute workout that would kill anybody, right? I would take my shower and then go on my day. And then on my lunch hour, I would read for 10 minutes. That's 40 minutes out of my day. But I carved it out with a plan. So that's what I mean. You have to develop a plan. And you may have to give up your mindless television. You may have to give up your gossiping hour on the phone with your girlfriend. You're going to have to give up something to get to the best you. You're going to have to invest in yourself. And that's the thing that really drives me crazy with people. It's like, therapy is so expensive. Hiring a coach, your rates are so expensive. Okay, here's the thing that drives me wild about that. You want your significant other, your friends, and everybody else to invest in you. And let me tell you how. You want them to love you unconditionally. You want them to love the cellulite on your booty. You want them to love that nose that you can't stand. You want them to love, but you don't. You want them to know, I love this one, right? He should know by now, and he should know how to do this, and he should know that, but you don't know you. You don't love you, but you expect for them to. You expect for them to invest the time into getting to know you, but you won't invest the time to getting to know yourself. And you'll ask me to come in and love you, and I will. I'll come in because that's just who I am, right? Especially if I'm rocking with you, right? But then you'll second guess it. That's not really real. That's not real, because I remember she's like you'll have all these things in the back of your head because you don't trust you. You don't trust you, so therefore you can't trust me. You don't really love you, so therefore you can't really love me. And it gets really a little thicker than that. Because I go through my self-love journey and my healing, I understand that isolation sometimes is just a part of what I need to do. I need to back away for a little bit and kind of dig into me. Boy, when I do that, she was never really my friend anyway. Never mind the fact of when we were together, how did you feel? Did you feel unconditional love? Did you feel the realness? Yeah, you did. But the thing is, you have to tell yourself these things to make yourself feel better, because you believe that love is attachment, and it is not. It is not. But if you would take the time to invest in yourself, if you would take the time to get to know who you are and love you, then you would be like, I get it. I need to pull away too. I need to dive into myself a little bit more. I realized something is stirred up in me and I need to go work on that. But it's so much easier not to do that. It's so much easier to sit and self-diagnose everybody else. Oh, this one's a narcissist and this one is that. And they very well may be that. He very well may be a narcissist. However, you never ask the question of how did that attract in my life to the point where it stayed? Because sometimes it will come, but why did it stay? That's the question. Why did I allow it? Why did I not have any boundaries? What was going on with me? One of the people who I love the most, she really helped aid on my transition, and I don't know her personally. I'm actually getting ready to go see her on October 19th. Her name is Abraham Hicks. And she had this quote, and she says, when you know who you are, you attract the things that matter the most to you. She said, when you don't know who you are, you may attract confusion. When you know who you are, you won't attract confusion. And at first I was like, she mean? I didn't attract confusion. But it wasn't until I started breaking down myself in the laws of attraction and in my energy and understanding that it's not what I say. And sometimes it's not even what I do, it's how I feel. For example, I have friends that are overweight in these toxic relationships, and I'm coming for you moms for 1 second, they will yell at their kids, right? Oh my God, you need to do this. And when I was your age, I went outside, and when I was your age, I worked out. Well, guess what? They didn't know you when they were 15 and 16. They know you now. What are you doing? What are you showing them? Forget about what you say. Think about when we were kids. We didn't listen to half the crap. We would roll our eyes over our mother says, but we damn sure watched what they did, right? And half the things that they told us, we didn't listen to. We watched them and we modeled some of that stuff. The reason why I am hardcore today, watching my mother. Now, as much as my mom would maneuver, she was bad. But I watched how she did things, right? It wasn't what she was saying. Because as a matter of fact, most of the things she was saying, I did the exact opposite of. So, and this is not about perfection. I say it all the time, right? This is just about showing them that, look, hard times don't last always. You don't have to stay in a toxic environment. You don't have to keep a toxic mind. You can work through it. Showing them that, right? It's like you don't want them to be overweight, but yet you're overweight. It doesn't work that way. You have to show them that it is a struggle. Show them that, emotional eating is a real thing. But if you get help for yourself, you can work through those things. So that's what developing a plan is about, okay? You develop a plan until it becomes a habit. That's just it. Self-love, it sounds easy. Self-care, because moms, we say we don't have time. If you're a career person, you own your own business, you say you don't have time. You don't. You have to make time for you. You have to make time for you. You have to develop a plan until it becomes a habit. Period, end of story. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. I hope something I said here today resonates with you. I appreciate and love you for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I am always open to anything in regards to your questions. I get some of them I'm laughing because some of them I'll be like, whoa. But I will always give an answer. Again, if you're looking for a wellness self-love coach, I am available and open for new clients. Please reach out to me. Invest in yourself. Have a great Sunday.